So really understanding that and why you procrastinate. And then the fear of failure yourself, right? Being yourself. Most people feel like they have to be something else, right?
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
How would you like to achieve your first million? And today we have Michele with us, which is an expert in cybersecurity, and she's also the founder of this company. So, Michele, tell us, what are the 5 steps that you recommend entrepreneurs out there to make the first million?
That's a great question, right? So, Harry, I'll tell you this, right? Just from my own personal experience, I think the first step is overcoming your fear, right?
Yeah.
Overcoming your fear, really just trying to find your ground and believing in yourself, right? Innovation, obviously, is the key. Having an idea and then writing that down, planning it out, and what does it look like, right? I think that's the most important thing. Then overcoming procrastination, right? Why do we procrastinate? A lot of people think that procrastinating is taboo, but it's really not. And sometimes it's the fear of failure and non-belief of what you're doing that you lack the confidence in yourself. So really understanding that and why you procrastinate. And then the fear of failure yourself, right? Being yourself. Most people feel like they have to be something else, right? They get nervous, right? They don't understand or they can't explain the why or why they what they want to do, or they have this great idea, but they just don't move forward, and they stagnate. So the most important thing is to have the purpose, right? Commit to your purpose. Find out why you want to do what you're doing. Ask yourself those tough questions, right? Plan it, right? Have something written down. You have to have a plan in order to move forward. Myself, every day, I write my top 3 priorities, right?
Wow.
And it took me a long time to understand because we all have a long list of things to do, right? But every day
As
I
an
make sure
entrepreneur,
before I
you
go to
do.
bed, you have to. You have to drill it down for yourself because otherwise you'll just keep saying you'll get burned in. So, commit to that purpose, understand why you're afraid to be successful, right? Most millionaires, they're living their best life, but they had to overcome their own fear, right?
100%.
You know,
A
yeah.
lot of people, a lot
You
of people talk how to deal with failure. Nobody talks how to deal with success. And I have my
Yeah,
own personal experience doing that. You have to overcome your fears, because then you become successful. You tend to think that you don't deserve it, whatever, and then you lose it all, right?
we self-sabotage. You're absolutely
Mm-hmm.
right, Harry. So,
Mm-hmm.
I think that's key. Most people don't realize that, but as you do start to, I remember sitting back saying, God, I'm a founder. I own my own business.
Mm-hmm.
And it took me a while to believe that, right? To believe in my strength, to believe in my skills, and to believe in the fact that I can do it, right?
Mm.
But every time you walk in a room,
Same here. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And you have to get into the room with the poker face, smiling, and inside your belly, I say, "Oh my God, so all these people really gonna listen to me? Oh my God, I better do, I better do good here." And you with the poker face like this, like nothing's
yes,
happening.
it's funny that you say that. Somebody taught me a long time ago. A lot of women in the beauty pageant, they actually put Vaseline on their teeth so that it forces them to smile because
Oh
they're very
wow.
nervous too. Yeah, it's like a trick of the trade. And and I think one of the other things is know how your business makes money, right? So many people jump into business and they don't understand how it makes money, right? Developing that business plan, doing your market research, understanding who your client is, right? Testing it. You're going to fail. It's okay to fail, right? Some of the biggest people out there have failed thousands of times, but the one thing they didn't do was give up, right?
Mhm.
I'm sure yourself, Harry, had the same thing. I've had my own. Okay, well, I went to launch with this one product and you know what? I had to redefine it. It wasn't what people really wanted. It's what I thought they wanted,
Welcome to
but
the club.
I learned
We all have. And
I had to
reiterate
listen to
and
my
reiterate
client.
and reiterate until they finally tell you what they really want to buy, right?
Exactly. And they're not always clear because they don't really know.
No, they are experts in giving you wrong clues, and then you develop something that you thought they're so good at mislead you. Oh my God. Yeah. They just want to be friendly. They say, oh, what about if your product have this and that? And they want to be friendly. They just want to talk. And then you are taking note, and I know what they want. And whew, now you develop a big thing, and wow, I had to redevelop
You had
because
to step back.
and then ask another person, and then or another group of people. Yeah, I think that asking to a group of people is more beneficial now, especially in tech, because when it's very expensive.
Yes. And
Software
it's true,
developers are expensive,
And then
especially you feel even more expensive in the cybersecurity.
I think that's a myth, right?
Yeah.
Cybersecurity can be expensive, right? Depending on the size of the organization, the security posture that you have. But for small businesses, it's really not, right? It is affordable.
I'm glad that
And,
you enhance it because this is a taboo, and
yeah, it is a taboo. And,
yeah,
I
it's a
really want to
challenge.
break that
For me,
boundary.
I always think cybersecurity is expensive. Every time that I hear this word is expensive. Because let's face it, yeah. I mean,
Well, let me share something with you, Harry, and for
go
those
for
that
it.
are out there listening. When you're talking about expense for cybersecurity, right? 60% of small businesses get hacked in the first year.
Oh, tell me about
60%.
it. My one
And
twice. My one twice. And it went first time go down 35 websites. I had to rebuild 35 websites in one shot. And then, guess what? Again. Then we
yes,
rebuild the websites and everything, and we got hacked again, and we had to redo it again. So at the same time, we really start to pay attention that this was a problem, that we need to take this seriously, that this is no, let's do it again. There was a mistake. Somebody forgot a password and whatever. This is something that we had to structure. So we had to do it 360. We had to change the server, the way that we were doing the websites. We were programming in
right,
different language. We were doing in WordPress. It happened to be that WordPress have an easy door for people to get in our case, or in what we were doing, I'm not saying that WordPress is not safe, but in the way that we were doing it, it didn't work because there were the doors that were easy access, and they were getting to the servers and everything wiped out. So we have and then that happened to you when the most you need it. I was about to give a conference in Singapore. Yeah, true story. And
wow,
we need to give all those websites to the people and everything. And the day before we got hacked, and then I have with a lot of people in the audience next day, and I couldn't give them anything. And we
oh
didn't
my
know even what's
God,
going on. My IT director, everybody was looking and said, "We don't know yet. You need to wait." Harry, I said, "How come not even one website?" And but the other and the truth also, Michelle, is that now let's talk about the big companies. Yeah, it was in the news now this week that Elon Musk and the X got hacked very heavy, and it took them a lot to solve it. So that's you see, even the richest person in the world, the only thing that is keeping them at night, keeping them awake at night, is cybersecurity. Can you believe this? This is, you see,
yes,
every day that Jeff Bezos go to bed, or Elon Musk, all these people, I think that the first thing that they say is, well, I hope that tomorrow don't get hacked. And they go to bed. And sometimes they're waking up with nightmares. We go hack, and they go back to sleep, and then they're well dizzy. So this is how important.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.